and welcome back to Cooking with Lauralee. I am Lauralee. Today I'm super excited to share with you yet another wonderful and delicious recipe. Today I will be sharing with you my easy beef stir fry with noodles. This is a wonderful dish to make any time of the year, the day, or when you just need to get rid of vegetables. On this day we just kind of felt like eating some Asian food, and so instead of ordering out, I just made my own interpretation of beef stir fry with noodles. This is my interpretation of my beef stir fry, the way that I like to eat it, the way that my family enjoys to eat them. So as you will see here, I used a little bit of baking soda since the meat that I used here was a beef stew meat, and sometimes needs to be cooked on a longer time, and so since this is stir fry, it's not going to have the opportunity to do that. So what I did is I poured in the baking soda and massaged it for 5 minutes, let it sit for a minute, rinsed it out, and then added all the ingredients to add these wonderful flavors to the beef stir fry. Now, horseradish is something that I did not grow up with. That's something that I've learned about and tasted after I was an adult. But something about horseradish and Grey Poupon that I love to always add when I'm eating some type of beef. I think it just tenderizes the meat and gives it the wonderful flavor that a steak or a piece of beef should have. And then you'll see that I added all of the other traditional spices that would go in an Asian dish. Now, when I cook, I always look for low sodium, low salt type of ingredients. As you can see, I use my Publix soy sauce that is low sodium just because we don't need all that salt in our food. And regardless, sometimes no matter how much we try to cut back, there's just certain products that have a lot of salt in them. So just always make sure that you do that. Again, beef stir fry are a great way to add all kinds of the colors of the rainbows in your veggies to make sure that you are eating all of the healthy foods that you need to have. In my household, I am probably the biggest veggie eater. I would eat pretty much any veggies that there are. My family tends to stick to what they like. So even though the peppers might have been a little bit too much for my kids, they still did eat it, and when they had enough, they ate around it and pushed it to the side. Use this recipe and make it to the liking of you and your family. Now, a little bit of background about myself and my cooking style. Usually when I cook, I just use ingredients that I already have in my home. And a lot of the times are ingredients that I have to get rid of or haven't used in a while. So when I share a recipe with you all, it's not like I go out and make this whole plan and get all these ingredients and then try it at home and figure it out and try it and then share it. I just basically, whatever I make here is exactly how I plan it. So there's not a lot of planning, and I do want to get into that just because it's always very helpful to do that, and I think it's a great way to plan out meals. But I don't always plan, just kind of make the meals as I go. And so you may say to yourself, oh my gosh, there's a lot of ingredients. Well, that's the reason that there's a lot of ingredients, is just because I need to get rid of them. And I think that with whatever I'm making, I just feel or think, oh, this might go very well. So again, if you don't have all the ingredients and you're trying to replicate this dish, just do the best you can and just use what you have. And as you can see here, what I meant to do originally was just to put a little bit of the meat first so that it can get nice and crispy and get some browning and some crust on there, but I didn't. So all the juices started to flow, and so you see me digging out some of the meat here. And so you'll see within the steps of doing it, I think it was just twice total, I just removed the meat away from the juices, reserved the juice because there's a lot of flavor in there, and then I just kind of cooked up and browned the meat, and then afterwards I just kind of put everything in together in the the sauce. Do not get rid of those juices. Those are delicious juices that can go back into your sauce. The other thing with when it comes to cooking, just make sure that you always watch the salt and the sodium content of whatever you're using. I love to use Badea because they don't have a lot of salt in the ones that I use. So you just have to be careful because, for example, one of their garlic may have a lot of sodium, whereas the other one doesn't have a lot of salt or sodium in there. And so I am using the black garlic pink salt because that's probably the lowest sodium content that I found in using salt. Sea salt I use a lot because it is better for you, but it's not too far from your regular table salt. So if you are replicating this dish, just make sure if you're using the regular table salt or sea salt that you don't use as much as I have here, because the black garlic pink salt has a lot less sodium. And here is a simple, very, very simple cucumber salad. I love cucumbers, and I am glad that we can eat them pretty much throughout the year. I think it's just a very simple thing. For example, if you don't feel like cutting up a lot of vegetables, you can just always cut up some cucumbers, add a little salt or pepper or a little dressing, and call it a day. And you will still get delicious flavors out of those cucumbers. So make sure that when you are cooking, you do layer all of the different ingredients. I tasted the pasta. I felt it was lacking a little flavor. I know that I was going to add the juices, but the pasta itself needed a little something. So again, if you are using the same ingredients that I did, go ahead and use the same thing in the same amount. It was not salty at all. But if you are using other ingredients, just make sure that you taste as you go in case it is too salty for your taste. And so as we get closer to the holidays, Thanksgiving is coming around the corners, and I would like to know, what are you going to cook? What are you going to do? What is your traditional dish? I will be sharing 2 videos coming up in my collaboration. One will be up and running on the 12th, and then the other collaboration, which is actually a Thanksgiving meal around the globe, will be shared for November 19th. So please make sure that you stay tuned to watch those 2 different collaborations, as one will be, like I said, a very delicious snack, and then the other one will be a dish around the globe. So you don't want to miss that. There's so many talented people putting their all and their heart into all these dishes. Be sure to share and subscribe or comment, or just go visit them and just let them know that you are coming from my channel. As insignificant as you may think that may be, it means a whole lot to us. So please do not waste your time and just give us a like and a share when it comes to any of these videos that we put out there for you all. This is definitely our passion, or something that we enjoy doing. So here we are sharing a piece of us with you through these delicious recipes. So I hope that my delicious recipe is a blessing to you in your home. I hope that you make it, and I hope that it is something that, again, can bless you and your family. Please make sure to watch all of my other videos. I do have playlists. Go ahead and check out and explore around my channel. I thank you all and have a blessed day.